All right. Hello. Hello, everyone out there in ToyTube land. Hey, Bob. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you stopping by today. All right. So I'm right on time. I try to always be punctual. Um, but thank you. Thank you for coming. And if you're catching this later on the replay, thank you for that too. Please let me know if you do watch this later on the replay in the comments below. I do appreciate all the comments. I try to respond to every single one of them. So thank you very much. Hey, Jabalong, how are you? Thank you for coming. All right. So it's been about 2 weeks. Like usual, this is the bi-weekly, every other 118.375 Toy Talk. Got a little bit of news to share with you guys today from the last 2 weeks, and also some videos to talk about. So let's see. So the last 2 weeks on the channel, I did post about 3 videos. Um, I did do a video on the Hiya Toys Destro, this guy here. This is an awesome, awesome figure. Please check that video out if you have not. This is one of the best figures I feel like I've opened in a long time. But this is an excellent, excellent figure. So I did do a video on this guy, and if you have the time in that video, I do pull out my loose collection of Destros. I have 3 or 4 more. Hi, Ian. Welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, I did a video on Destro. Also did a video on the Epic Heroes Marvel Captain America figures. The 3 Epic Hero figures for the movie that have come out so far. Did do a video on these 3 guys. And I also tried to do most of the Marvel Universe figures that I have of these characters. So again, longer video, like the Destro, because I do try to show you the most of my loose collection. I know that sometimes the videos go a little bit long, but I always feel a little bit like that's kind of what makes my videos or my channel a little bit different, because I've been collecting so long. I have a lot of different, in that video alone, I have a lot of Captain Americas, I have a lot of Destros, had a couple Falcons. So rather than just do the newest figure, show you sort of the history of it evolving and how many there are and how they've changed. So the videos do go a little bit long. So I do appreciate you guys sticking around and watching the whole thing. So we did a video on that. We did Destro. We did the Marvel Epic Heroes. And then I did a video on the newest stuff I got from the Jazzwares Vault. It included the Banshee here, the vehicle, and also the Arbiter. This is a really good figure too. So a Halo video. My first time purchasing from the vault. So I like the comparisons of the past versions. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you do. But yeah, I did a Halo video. Haven't done one in a while. This is a great figure, even though I think I have a little bit of a QC problem because this one is quite loose, but still a really, really good figure. Please check that video out. So that was the 3 videos: Destro, Captain America, and the Halo stuff. Got another video in the works. Timbo Toys requested a video from my last haul for the Dynasty Tales 3 Kingdoms figures that I picked up. And that video is shot and edited, and I just need to post it. It's pretty much done now. Gotta look it over one more time, but that video will be coming up probably in a day or 2. And I just want to put this out there. Timbo in the comments said I'd like to see those, so that's why I did that video. If there's anything that I ever show in a haul that you want to see, just let me know. I love, that's what the channel is all about sharing my collection with you guys, and, sharing it with people that appreciate that kind of stuff. So I couldn't possibly do a video on everything that I have or pick up, but if there's something that you'd like to see, just let me know, um, like Timbo did, and I will try to bump that video up to the top of the list. I do have a few of your vids on my watch list later. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, give them a try. I know my videos aren't the best or anything, but I think you guys, will appreciate them if you're a 118 collector. So that Dynasty Tales figure, Dynasty Tales of the Three Kingdoms, I think is what they're called. That video will be probably my next video. I was going to do a video on, I've got a lot of DC Spin Master stuff. I know, Bob, I saw you had a couple posts today on Instagram with some new stuff from the Spin Master DC stuff. So I do have a video that I want to do for that, that'll probably be coming up in the next week. You cover the Lord scale. Thank you. Yeah, I do. Yeah, the Lord scale. That's what the channel's all about. But I'll probably be doing a video on some DC Spin Master stuff. And then I wanted to do a video I know maybe you guys have seen like when I do random openings and I just open up random figures and I kind of compare them and then I rank them. I was going to do something like that, but a little bit different, of figures that I've just been opening and been playing with. And I just want to talk about them, but they're not figures enough to make a full video on, but together they are. So I'm going to work on one of those videos too. So you'll probably be seeing that in the next week or so. So I think I've got the next 3 videos planned. So keep an eye on the space, and they should be coming out anytime. So I do appreciate you guys watching and liking and commenting. And if you subscribed, I'll thank you very much. All right, so that was the housekeeping, what the last 2 weeks was, what the next 2 weeks will be. Let's talk a little news. It's been a little bit slow, I think for our scale. I was thinking of it might be slow. Sentinel, how are you? Sentinel's here. Great. Hey, Bob, missed your show today. Yeah, I missed the show too. Hopefully I can watch that after this one. But thanks for coming, Sentinel. What was I saying there? Oh, the news. The news was rather slow, I thought, for our scale. And the excuse I was thinking was probably because of Chinese New Year. I think it's still going on right now for a few more days or maybe another week. Jeff, you probably know better than any of us here. But the news on the 112 scale hasn't really slowed down. They've been getting a lot of new stuff I've been seeing pop up in my feed. We'll be back next week. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. So maybe it's just that time of year. I'm not quite sure, but there was some news. So I do have a few things here to talk about. Hopefully we can go an hour today. But we'll see. We'll see where the night leads us. All right. So let me share my screen here. Talk a little news. Again, this isn't all the news. This is just the news that kind of caught my eye. So if there's something I missed or you want to talk about, feel free to drop it in the chat and we can get to it right after I get through this stuff. And there's not too much here, I don't think. All right. So let's start kind of in the rumor mill. Stuff in China started reopening last week. Factories should be back now on this Monday morning. Okay. So tomorrow for us. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, it seemed like Haya and Acid Rain's been really quiet to Toys Alliance stuff, but Joy Toy, nothing stops Joy Toy. We probably will get to them. I've got a little bit of news I want to talk about with Joy Toy, but nothing seems to stop them. They're on their own schedule. Okay, so rumor mill. Yak Face posted this week that there was a toy show in Europe, I believe, and there was this poster here of products at the Hasbro booth. And here in this top left corner was an image of some vintage collection stuff that has not been announced yet. And it looks like we're possibly going to be getting a brand new speeder. There was some debate here in the comments about what in this photo is new and what is, already out, vintage collection 1.0, in other words, including this 3PO, the R2, and the speeder itself. This does look like the brand new Luke that we just got. I just got one myself. I haven't opened it yet. And yes, this is the brand new Ben Kenobi that's been pipelined, but I don't believe that we've seen it yet. And this is, I think, our first image of it. But yes, people seem to be in agreement, if you go through the comments, that the Ben Kenobi is the new one that was pipelined to us. The speeder looks brand new. But I've heard debate that this is the old 3PO. And you can't see, it's a little cut off there. You can see it a little better here at the smaller picture. And I'll click on this Fantatrax. This is where Yakface got this image. You can see here in the top corner, there is a Sand Trooper. Also, the speeder's new. Yeah. So there's some debate if this Sand Trooper is new and this 3PO is new. But I think most people are in agreement that the speeder is new and the Ben Kenobi is new. So again, kind of rumor mill. This hasn't been confirmed by Hasbro. This is kind of the first evidence of it. I do have the 1.0, the TBC 1.0 speeder, but I never opened it. I only ever got one. I kept it mint on card or mint in box. So I'm not really sure, but I tend to agree with the comments that it looks better than I remember the other one, the paint here. And it should be, right? If it's new, it should always be better than the last one. So I believe this is new. I don't know about the 3PO and the R2. I do have several of the Sand Troopers from the Black Series, 118375. But I can't tell in that image if, myself, if that is a new Sand Trooper. I hope it is. I hope it is. Now that they've got the rocker ankles now and the new hips, I'd like to see a new Sand Trooper on the new Stormtrooper Buck. So a little bit of rumor mill there, but I think where it's pretty safe to say that, new speeder, possibly new Sand Trooper. The 3PO, I don't know. I hope it's a new 3PO. The last one wasn't that good. He was really, really small, I remember. In fact, I don't keep him out because of that. I have a Power of the Force 2, I think, one that I actually really like still. 3PO doesn't need as much articulation as a lot of, the Jedis and troopers and stuff like that. But yeah, that happened this last week. Yakface also announced that a new Droid Factory astromech is going up on the Disney Store website on the 16th here, it says. I do have a few of these Droid Factory figures, and they're very comparable. They're pretty much the vintage collection, just in different packaging, and they're exclusive to the Disney parks, I believe, in the Disney Store. And this one's, it's a little bit niche because of the ears here, but I really do like the colors. And if those ears came off, I think this is a pretty cool little astromech. Like I said, I have a couple of the droids from the Droid Factory. I can't remember which ones I got. Mostly for my son though, because he really likes the droids. But this thing looks pretty cool. I like the colors. I think it's cool. It does look like a cross between an Easter egg and a bunny with the ears. And I think that's the good R2-D2 body. There's several different R2s out there. But this looks to me like the better one, the better one. But yeah, that's out there. I'm surprised, it's not up yet until after Valentine's Day, but before Easter. So it looks cool. I don't know if I'll get it. I don't know if I'll get it just because it's kind of, it's kind of niche. I don't know if it would. I like the colors. I think they would pop like in my world on my station, but I don't know if I'll actually get it. Um, but it's nice. It's nice. And they do these seasonal ones, every holiday, every season, um, gets one of these kind of special droids, especially Christmas time. You guys know, probably. So yeah, it's out there. It's out there. They're usually the same price as Vintage Collection, but shipping, so a little bit more with the shipping. Might be worth it to you if you collect Astromechs though. So that happened too. All these images that I showed you guys there from Yak Face's page. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Yak Face. I do enjoy his page. If we do get a new 3PO figure, I hope it has all new articulations so that it can be reused for figures like 4-LOM and Zero. Yeah, that's a good idea. One day there will be a Valentine's Day droid. Yeah, there probably will. I'm surprised I didn't have one this year. But yeah, we really need a new 3PO. And that would be the way around it. Is there's so many other figures that use the 3PO. There's 3PO. There's I don't know all the numbers and names, but the white one that's just like 3PO. The other one that he encounters on Bespin, right? That's another 3PO, but like a silver one. You mentioned the 4-LOM Zero. That seems like a no-brainer for them to spend the money to tool a new 3PO. But, one day we'll crack the code on how Hasbro and, picks, which figures and when and why to do them. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to do a new 3PO. I'd settle for an interim 3PO with the right height, back metal, tight finish, articulation can wait. Yeah, and that's the reason I agree with that, Ian. That's why I use the Power of the Force 2 3PO, because I think he's only 5 points, but the paint job on him is so good, and he's the right height. That last Vintage Collection one, he was so small, and you're right, he didn't have the back metal, and he had all this articulation, but when was 3PO ever able to do anything except wobble? I mean, that's how he walked, right? So yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Yeah, I would take as long as it had the back metal and the paint detail. I think I could settle for that. All right, let's see what's the next thing here. Okay, this is a little different. We've talked about this stuff before, and I just thought I'd throw it in there. I think it's from the same toy show that that we saw the Star Wars stuff, but I guess Mezco showed off some of their new 5 points, 3.75 5 points line. I've still yet to open my 5 points Batmobile. So I do have one item, from this line, but I have not opened it yet. I've not bought any of the figures, but they did show off some of the new stuff here, including a Keaton Batman. There's a Bob, and I think that's supposed to be a Nicholson Joker. Though he looks a little bit more like the Joker from at the Adam West show. I think I forget the guy's name, more than Jack Nicholson, but these two are, obviously those two look really good as 1989 Batman. And you can see there in the background is the Batmobile, also from the movie. I sometimes open my toys in the car after I bought them. I don't know how you guys can wait. Cesar Romero. Yeah, you're right. Cesar Romero, that's his name. Yeah, that's funny that you bring that up, Sentinel. I thought about this. I think it was the Destro video. Someone mentioned You know, the Destro's been out for a while, and did I just get it? I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was that mentioned that. But I've always been one of those guys that gets the figures and I just don't open them right away. I think that habit came from, and this was goes back to when I was a kid. And you guys, I'd like you to chime in if your parents were like this. If I did get a new action figure, if I did get a new toy at the store, they would not let me open it until I got home. They wouldn't let me just rip it open in the car. They'd be like, "Oh, you have to wait. You can look at it in the package, but you can't open it until we get home." And it's one of those things that kind of just stuck with me. Is usually when I get a figure, I won't open it for usually quite a while. Um, I really do appreciate nice packaging. And I will, you know, as a kid, I used to stare at the card backs all the time of the and check them off, you know, the cross sells and circle the ones I wanted. And um, you know, it's just something that's kind of stuck with me. But I know a lot of guys, they get it, they walk right out of the Target, they rip it right open right there in the car, and that's cool. You know, that's awesome. I used to open some in the car, but the TVC have so many tiny accessories these days. I'm afraid the car would just swallow them. Yeah, that's true too, huh? Yeah. I don't remember opening Figures car as a kid. Yeah, I know I wanted to, but there was no way. You know, my mom's like, no way, no, no, no. Wait till we get to the house. You can wait, you know. And so we did. And so we did. You know, we had no real choice but to wait. But I've seen, you know, videos all or pictures all the time on Instagram of guys in their car, like, look what I found in Target. Whoosh. And I wish I could do that, but I just I don't know what it is. It's like that thing. I've heard about it, the clean plate club. My wife says that sometimes where you had to eat everything on your plate. Your parents would say, hey, you know, you can't waste any food. You have to eat it all. And when they grew up and now they're adults, they still do it because even when they're full, because that was how they were sort of trained as kids. And I feel like that's kind of how my collecting is I never just rip it open. I always kind of hold on to it for a while before I ever get there. I'm a slow and careful opener. As a kid, the family would get annoyed that I was opening too slowly. Yeah, yeah. I bet a lot of people are like, you know, Die Hard, how can you wait? You know, what's wrong? Like, open it up, man. Why you buy it and then you didn't? It's just how I am. You know, everybody collects a little bit different. There's no wrong way to collect, right? There's no right way to collect. It's just collecting. One figure I hesitated to open it. It looked great in the box. It was the Black Series Death Trooper. Yeah, that Death Trooper is really good. I've got one over here. I just got one right here. I recently had him out. I think it's this guy, right? Is this the Death Trooper? I believe that's him. I get my troopers mixed up sometimes. Yeah, that's a good figure. It's a really good figure. Yeah, yeah, this is really good. One of the great things about this figure too is he's taller than most of the other Star Wars figures. Like he's a true 4-inch, 1/18, you know, tall figure. Very cool figure. Um, okay, so yeah, they Mezco showed off some of the 5-point stuff. I don't think that is, but there's a one more shot right here. It might be that Keaton holding up that bad guy. But the thing with these 5 points are, you know, and there's a turtle. They show some of the turtles. The arms and the legs are swappable, but they do not articulate. So it's 5 points no matter what pose he's is in. I have a couple of items that have been in their box for ages, but to do with it's to do with not having somewhere to go. Okay, yeah. Like my Castle Grayskull. Yeah, that's a big item. Once you open it, that's where I'm at with my Robo Skull. Can always find a space for a figure though. Yeah. And it looks great next to regular stormtroopers. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. This guy here. Yeah, he sure does. This Batmobile looks really cool. I recently got the Spin Master one though, so I think you know this is a pass for me. I really like Bob. This I always say this when we talk about these. I really want these figures. I just don't want them in 5 points. And at $20, you know, like a reaction type figure, I can't. It's one of those things that I just have to pass on. But I can totally see someone going, oh no, you know, I always like Bob. This is the only 375 representation there is of Bob. I'm gonna get it. Who's the purple jacket guy with that? That's Bob. That's Bob from the '89 movie. He's like Jack Nicholson's #1 henchman. Who, you know, you probably, I don't know. I love this movie, so I know it really well. He just turns around and shoots one day. He just shoots him one day. Says, "Bob, hand me a gun," and he hands him the gun and he shoots him with it. You know, because he's so psychotic. Batman '89 was never for me. I grew up watching the replays of the Adam West. Okay. But he's still who I think of when someone says Batman. Joker's #1. Yeah, everybody needs a Bob. Yeah, everybody needs a little homie, right? A little henchman, little guy to do your dirty work. But yeah, I remember as a kid when he shoots him, I'm just like, he was like one of the main bad guys, and he just shot him. Just, Bob, hand me a gun. He hands him the gun, boom. And then he walks away. It's like, and then Bob's out of the movie. You're like, what the hell happened? But yeah, it'd be cool to get this, you know, because he has a whole team of guys, right, in these purple jackets. Bob was the only one with the name. So it would have been cool if, you know, Spin Master, or, you know, now that Spin Master is doing a little bit of '89 Batman stuff, it'd be cool to get, you know, Army Build, Joker Squad. Kim Basinger never got a figure. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. Not that I remember. Oh, and there's that Batmobile. That's the one I have right there that I have not opened yet from the animated series. And here's the rest of the animated stuff. She had quite the figure. Yeah, she did. She did. Nice. Good one. We talked about this motorcycle on one of the live streams. Pretty cool. And again, I would love to get, I've always liked this design of Mr. Freeze. And then this Harley Quinn. But you know, not at 5 points. They're not quite for me. But I do really like the designs, and they look really good. And if you're one of those people that just wants a representation and a setup on your shelf, you know, it's great that these are there. Super Friends had a great 4-inch Batmobile. Yeah. Yeah, I never really got into the Super Friends ones. I never, that was out of collecting. I never really saw those in the store. But these are going to be out there. I think they're up for pre-order now on Big Bad. If you take a look, I know this definitely this motorcycle is, but I'm pretty sure these figures are as well. All right, let's move on here. I'm going to just close a couple of these tabs to the next item here, and that is Chicken Fried Toys. As you guys know, I did back the last Kickstarter. Really like the Dime Novel Legends. I really like this company. Really like their figures. They recently had come into stock now. New heads, like a new headsets. This Meaner Bean and these 4 beans here. He calls them beans, I guess. Got Thursday Beans, Golden Bean, and I guess the Jolliest Bean is already sold out. These have only been up for a few days now. And this one seems to be the hot one because he is already sold out. And also, these 2 have recently come in now. And so these are also in stock, and you can order these. And I happen to have mine. I did just receive this week. I pre-ordered this back in, I think, November or October, and it just came in this week. So I do have one of these guys. I only got one. This will be, I'll be, you know, talking about this in my next haul video for the month of February when I get there. Let's see. There we go. I read somewhere people were ordering Marauder Vietnam figures already. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I'm wondering if they opened that up to the people that backed the Kickstarter. They got the credits. Because I have not seen those yet. I haven't, you know, maybe we'll go look at the website here in a minute that's a great thing to do next, because I'm almost done with the news here. Jolliest Bean says out of stock only because it is the 2020 Toy Show exclusive, limited to 50 for sale at shows that Chicken Fried goes to. Okay, so you have to go to a show now to get them, I guess. Any idea? No, I don't know who these guys are. I don't know who Thursday or Golden is, or Meaner. Do not know. This one actually is the head and the hat, and these are just the heads. This one is $10, and these are $5 a piece. I do want to place an order with these guys pretty soon. Just haven't had the funds to do it yet, but I did get my El General, and he looks pretty good. He looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. The paint on these guys has gotten so good. The detail and the paint on these guys, it's a lot better than like the first ones that I got. Meaner being possibly Clint Eastwood. Oh yeah, let's take a look at that. He could be. It's hard to tell, huh? Possibly, huh? Yeah. Yeah, they do have some cool heads, yeah. Van Cleave, oh yeah, it could be him too. That looked like the last one, right? This guy, this one, maybe Thursday. Is that him? Could that be Van Cleef? Eastwood-esque heads already in the past. Okay. Yeah, are you guys interested in picking any of these up? Picking up any of the Mexican soldiers here? I always like the Chicken Fried Toys figures that are the boots. I don't care for the pants, the pant ones with the cuff on the pants. Oh, Henry Fonda. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this one, huh? Golden. That could definitely be a Jane, or like, yeah, Fonda. Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, but I like these figures. I have wanted to get this Black Snake and this cavalry officer. This native scout looks good to me. All these accessories now. I've been wanting this Wild Bill here for quite a while, but I just have not been able to pull the trigger. And he's 25. I can recommend this First Sergeant Michael Bell. I really like this figure. In fact, this is probably my favorite figure of theirs that I have. And I do have the modern Texas Ranger over here too. They should do some paying homage soldiers to Chase Del Zorro. Yeah, some Californianos. And I guess these guys could fill that role, or this Major General here. But yeah, they should. And it's curious because the Boss Fight Studio, I thought about talking about Boss Fight Studio as a topic, and maybe we'll do that another time. But yeah, more Zorro stuff. These guys can definitely fill the holes that Boss Fight has not done with their Zorro line, the Hero Hacks. One of the heads lower down was definitely Yul Brynner. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, you're right. That was down here, huh? We've got these unpainted ones. So much good stuff for customizers here. All these different sashes and belts, these vests. Lots of good stuff here. All these hats, swords, knives. Got a lot of good stuff, man. There he is. Yeah, that's definitely Yul Brynner there. Yeah. That's a good little pack, too. I mean, a head, a hat, the gun, the belt with holster. Yeah. One other thing that I noticed, too, he mentions here, this is J.E. on the Chicken Fried Toys Dime Novel Legends Facebook page. He says, look for images and an announcement next week on the only Buckaroo we will likely be offering this year. Also, official announcements on the next 2 items that will be manufactured for delivery later this year. He mentions this yesterday. Hey, Tech, welcome to the party. The beans heads are all painted. The black and white is just the photo. Okay. Marshall version 2 is Kurt Russell from Tombstone. Yeah, you're right. I passed him already. He must be way down here. Marshall version 2. There he is. Yep. Yeah, you're right. But he does mention, I guess, in the next week or two. So probably when we come back in 2 weeks, we'll have some photos or something, images to look at on their next offerings. So it sounds like with the 2 Mexican soldiers, this Buckaroo, and he says on the next 2 items, I'm assuming they're figures. Looks like we're going to get about 4 or 5 figures this year from Dime Novel Legends. So that'll be cool. So hopefully in 2 weeks we come back and we'll have some more to talk about with these guys. I'm curious to see what it is. I don't see, he doesn't answer, it's a teaser. It's a teaser. So he's teasing us. He's saying, hey, keep an eye on this place, on this space. The factories were called. Yep, Marshall at Sundown. And that should be coming out too. Yeah, so that's definitely one of them. So yeah, so I think we got a lot to look forward to with these guys. And of course the Kickstarter, we still haven't got the backer kit or, that I know he mentioned somewhere on here too, that he's working on it right here. So the allocation phase of the Kickstarter, that was a few days ago. So a lot of good things happening at the Chicken Fried Toys. So that's cool. Like to see them doing well. You always need new product though, right? You always need new things to offer people. So it's nice that, that they're moving. They are moving. Which again, I'm gonna just throw Boss Fight Studio under the bus. Just don't feel like Boss Fight is really like, they're really slow. They've always been slow, but it seems like everyone else is kind of caught up to after COVID. COVID slowed everybody down, the pandemic. But seems like everyone else is kind of catching up now. And Boss Fight seems to still be kind of stuck in the mud a bit. Just my perception, just my thoughts. But I don't want to be negative. I don't want to go down that road. But I love Boss Fight Studio. I want to see them do well. But it looks like Chicken Fried Toys is going to take up some more of my time and some more of my funds, as they're working hard. They're working hard. The Headshot Horde Wave 1 pre-orders need some love. Let's take a look. Let's go back up here. Let's see what they're offering for pre-orders. The Western stuff isn't really my jam, but I do really like the stuff. And these look pretty good. Got the Arizona Ranger, Texas Red. You guys know the song, right? El Paso. There's Texas Red. Gets gunned down by the Arizona Ranger. Big Iron. That's what I was thinking. Big Iron. Looking forward to Chicken Fried display at Joe Fest. Yeah. Looks like you'll have a chance to pick up the Jolly Guy if you're interested, huh? He looks like he's going to be there. But yeah, these guys, good. There's the Deputy Marshal. Looks a lot like the Kurt Russell one we were just looking at. A little different though, right? A little bit different color, different highlights. It's got the walking stick. Yeah, these look pretty good. These look pretty good. I mentioned, I keep saying this though, I prefer the ones with the boots. So for me, the Ranger, the Engineer, and the Fiddle Player. I do like Texas Red though. Not too many yellow and red figures out there. I want a Boss Fight to succeed, but they take too long between waves. Yeah, that's what I was, getting at. It's just too slow. They're just a little bit too slow. A couple of subtle changes, an accessory or two, fit in Star Wars world. Yeah, exactly. Some nice colors on these. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah, even this guy here, the engineer. I like that little the shotgun he has there in the lantern. It's pretty cool. Good accessories. These guys have really good accessories. Um, Chicken Fry does some nice pastel colors. That's what they are. Yeah, you're right. Even like the jacket here, the vest. I wonder if this is an overlay here, the apron. I wonder if that comes off. I'm thinking it does. It looks like an overlay piece. You probably like pop him apart, pop his head off, and it might slide off. Pretty cool. He's even got a couple little pieces of coal there. Yeah, really cool. I mean, a fiddle at 118 scale fiddle. That's where else are you gonna find that? Apron should come off. Yeah, like the bartender. That's what it looks like. So yeah, um, these look pretty good. Does it? Let me. I'm just gonna click on one. Does he mention? Says pre-order. So there. This was a little bit behind. I know because of the pandemic and everything. 432 in stock. So looks like must be next year then probably for these, right? Some color variety is always welcome. It's the reason I like the Mandalorian Judge figure so much. So much needs splashes of color. Yeah, that's the green one. Yeah, you're right. I know, especially yeah, when you're getting so many of the Mandos in general, it's like they're all blue. And then you get a couple. There's a couple red ones, um, but mostly all blue. So it's nice. Yeah, it is nice. So yeah, so hopefully maybe in 2 weeks when we come back, we'll have some more to talk about with these guys. It looks like they're going to be announcing something pretty soon, and on the schedule that I'm on with the 2 weeks, that seems like it's enough time. Um, our scale there's right now at least there's just not a lot of news like every week as there is. This isn't Robo doesn't know where he can go through figure after figure because there's just so many things at the 112 scale. But hopefully there'll be something here for us to talk about next time we come back. The last thing I wanted to talk about in the news, and you guys know I'm not a big Warhammer guy, I'm not a big 40K guy, but these look pretty good, man. These do look really good. Um, I am not sure if the Headshot Horde has received enough pre-orders. They might be holding it up. Oh, okay. That might be holding it up. Okay. Toys Alliance is due for some new stuff. I think their last new pre-orders were end in November. Yeah, they've been really quiet. I double checked on their Instagram page, and they haven't posted for quite some time. They've been really quiet this so far, like January, to February, to where we are today, February 9. Just Joy Toy's been announcing. Yeah, Joy Toy. I mentioned, I don't know if you were here earlier, Sentinel, like right when I started. Nothing stops Joy Toy, not Chinese New Year, not the pandemic. These guys are like prolific. They just don't stop. Like every single week, it's something. And here we have another wave of Warhammer, the Horus Heresy this time. I really like the colors of these guys. It's metallic blue, metallic green, very intricate, a lot of sculpting. These look really good. Not something for me. I don't collect, these guys, but man, this one looks really good. I've never cared for the scale, but man, I look at that backpack, that jetpack with the heads on it. Looks really good, man. It does look really, really good. Gun looks great. Spear looks awesome. Great looking figures. I'm sure. I think Awesome Action Toys. I think he mentioned, or he did a short video, kind of showing some of these guys off. That the promotional images, like I'm doing now. These guys do look really good. Not something for me. Look at his old boot there. It looks a little bit like Spawn. How Spawn has that spike on the leg there. Looks a little bit like Spawn right there. Joy Toy is becoming China's Hasbro. Yeah, they've got to be like. They have to be like the number one 118 company now. I mean, they've taken over the game, They really have. And it's one of those things too where if there is a new if Hasbro's out there shopping IPs, they're now allowing people to, Haya to do GI Joe and this kind of a thing. Man, I want Joy Toy to get it. I don't know if I can afford it. It's, but they do such a good job, but there are just so many figures. Love the shade of blue. Yeah, that's what really stuck out. I almost wasn't even going to talk about these because I'm not really doing the, this line, but they look really, really good. They look really good, especially the paint, the shade of blue with the green. They look really good. I can't say that enough. This guy, I think this guy's part of it. So all the sculpting on him, on his chest, the dragons. I think those are dragons or sea lions, maybe. But yeah, these look really, really good. So I imagine, Skellywags and probably Awesome Action Toys, they love this line. I imagine they're probably going to grab these guys. But you can see there's 3 of them there. The newest 3 that they announced, Alpha Legion, I guess is what they're called. But yeah, I think I like this guy here the best. And I think it's because of the contrast of the green with the blue. Just looks really, really good. All right. So that was the news, guys. That was the news that I had that interests me this last 2 weeks. I think there's probably a few other things. Joy Toys the king. I'm not a Warhammer buyer, but it's great to see them go so deep. Yeah. Bodes well for other licenses. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. And they must have their own factory, right? They must have their own factory or somehow they're first in line at these factories because they always have new product. And this does say May of 25. I'm looking at it here, and that's just around the corner. I mean, we're already, February is only 28 days in February. We're already on the 9th, really the 10th. If you're Jeff, you're in Hong Kong, it's already the 10th. So these are just around the corner. Hope they succeed. Yeah, me too. Me too. So was there any news that I missed? You mentioned something earlier, Sentinel. I'm sorry. I just keep talking. So you mentioned something earlier, but I can't remember where it is. Oh, the Marauders. Let's check Marauders. Let's see if any of that Vietnam stuff is up for order for us normal guys that didn't back, or maybe one of you guys backed the Kickstarter and you can tell us, did they open it up just to you guys or Marauder Gun Runners? It says, much as I admire their figures, I'm always reminded of how many figures I could buy for the price of one of theirs. Yeah. Means a lot for someone like myself on a limited budget. Yeah, they are. I found the best thing to do is to grab them on AliExpress around the new year, like November to January. It seems like AliExpress, the stores on AliExpress really discount Joy Toy items that time of year. At least they have the last 2 years or so. And I've used that to grab a couple figures, at half off for that same reason, Ian, for that same reason. Do you want to show that Super 7 Logic robot? I haven't seen that. Let me look it up. I have been looking at the Super 7 website because I'm still trying to find the Fatal Fluffies. I went to another 3 or 4 targets this week and I still have not been able to find it. But let's see. I've got the Marauders site up too. Let me share screen again really quick. And let's see if there's anything on here about the Vietnam stuff. Got new releases and restocks. Let's see if there's anything in there. I do have this cigarette and cigarette pack. I used it in a Acid Rain Bob video. Bob and Jack, I think. I don't see anything here. I do have a couple of these red and the silver heads here. No menthols. No. Marlboro Red, it looks like. Just Marlboro Reds. But it says Marauder. That's pretty clever. Instead of Marlboro, it says Marauder. Yeah, I'm not a Super 7 or 5 PO guy, but I grabbed the robot. All right, you did. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't see anything here about the Vietnam stuff. So I'm wondering if they only opened that to the people that backed the Kickstarter that got the refund and the credit. They probably, I'm assuming they wanted to give them first dibs for backing the Kickstarter. I think the Fatal Fluff is a Target exclusive, won't be on Super Sentai. Yeah, and I bookmarked it on the Target website, and I check it a couple times a day, and they've never come in stock. But I definitely want that one, but I just have not been able to find it. I know you've got it, Bob. I'm jealous, but I've not been able to find it. Went to 3 different Targets last week. Went to a couple this week. Just haven't been able to find it. But yeah, nothing here I see for the Vietnam stuff. Let me check the geared up ones really quick. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Some cool figures though. All right, let's look at that Super 7. What did you call him, Jeff? What was he called? The Logic Robot. Let's see, is he right here on the front page? Can't see him. Here, let me try the search bar here. Put my coffee down. Oop. Logic. Catch up here. It's taking a little bit of time here. Oh, you got it right there. Let's see if I open. Uh-oh. Oh, it didn't want to go through. Let me see if I click on that. And I close that one. Sorry, guys. Hold on one sec. Now I've got a second window open here. I need to stop sharing this one. Oh, I did stop. When I closed it, it must have stopped. So let me move that one over to that. And then hold on one sec, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. There he is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw this guy. Yeah, he does look really cool. Yeah, and he's a robot, right? He's like a 3PO kind of dude. So he doesn't need to have all that, super articulated. I've only seen the one I've got, but if I see more, I'll grab them for any and having trouble getting him. And for cost plus shipping, no scalper price. Oh, thank you, Bob. I might hit you up. I might hit you up since you mentioned in your offering. I might need a Jolly Bean. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to see. As it gets closer to Joe Fest, I might reach out to you. Whoops. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this guy looks pretty cool. I don't know where he's from or anything. I don't know the story behind him here. It's inspired by Oslong. He's a hip hop artist. Okay, yeah, I've never heard of the guy, but it looks like a cool figure. Will we ever see real life working robots like in the movies? We might. Some of the AI robots and stuff, I've seen them. The girls, especially, probably for all the wrong reasons. They do look really real. Almost creepy though. It's almost kind of creepy, but I haven't seen the new one, but the Blade Runner movie, goes all the way back to that, and these real life looking, robots. And some, oh, you got the Yip Yips. All right. And you pre-order, oh, on Amazon. So you can pick this guy up on Amazon. Cool. Cool. I'll think about that. He looks really cool. He looks really cool. I have to think about that. Yeah, I've got to open my Yip Yip Martians. They've got them right over here. I almost opened them yesterday, but I ended up opening up the Ravager, the 40K, the little slug-looking guy. Let's see here. I've got something just popped up there. Yeah, this guy looks really cool. This guy looks really cool. Yeah, so I don't know about the Marauder stuff. I'm not sure. We'll take a look again in a week or so, or one of the things that popped up a couple times in the Instagram today, and I posted on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw it. I actually did do a post on there. I haven't done one in a long time. I didn't realize how long it was. I did post an Iron Man talking to Han Solo. But there was something called, was it Z Toys or something? It looks like some Marvel 118 Marvel figures, but like more posable. What is it called? ZD Toys, or let me see if I can pull it up here. Some of the guys I think in Mexico and someone in Asia had them. But it was a Doc Ock and a Venom. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Just turned 3 a.m. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ian, thanks for coming. Always appreciate you coming and participating. Thank you. Have a good one. Let's see how long we've been going. Almost an hour. Okay. So we'll just talk a few more minutes here. See if I can find this. But have you guys seen what I'm talking about? There's a Doc Octopus and a Venom figure, and they're from, I think it's ZD Toys. And the guy who had them, it was in, I had to hit the translate. ZD Toys. Yep, that's it. That's it. ZD Toys. The guy on Instagram, I had to hit the translate button because it was in Spanish. And I think the guy Hobie, you guys know who Hobie is? I think his name is Hobie. Hobie375, yeah. This guy. Let me share this with you guys. This guy, he was the first one I saw that had them. And then the Colleccionar 375, the Spanish guy, he had them. But this Venom here, this brand new 375-inch Venom. But I have not seen these for sale anywhere here, or around, but they look pretty articulated. It looks like he doesn't have ankles or wrists, but he definitely has a waist, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows. They look pretty good. I've only seen this one and the Doc Ock, but I've not heard about this. I don't know ZD Toys. I've never bought any of their products. Shout out to Hobie375. You could see there was the scale. So right in line with what I'm doing, and that looks pretty good there. He's got this guy does do good poses and stuff. Comes with a stand. I'm interested. I think I would grab these guys if I could find them. But I have not seen those. But there's a Doc Ock too. So I'll probably try to grab those if I can find them eventually. I after seeing him and the other guy, I did kind of cruise through AliExpress, but some of their older Iron Man stuff popped up, but I didn't see these two. And I guess these two are, they're new. So yeah, the claws look really cool. Look like he got him in some pretty good poses. He looks like he's a little more articulated because of his waist than the Epic Heroes one. Because the Epic Heroes, it looked like it was just like that, but This guy has a waist swivel. So I'm definitely going to try to get these if I can find them. So shout out to Hobie. And I don't know where Hobie's from. Indonesia. He's in Indonesia. So um, he's the first one I saw with those figures. So then maybe they won't be available, over here. It might be an AliExpress type purchase, or Locker Toys, or one of the import toy companies. All right, guys. So that was all I had for today. I think I'll sign off now. I do want to mention, though, I'll have the Dynasty Tales of the Three Kingdoms video that'll be coming up probably. It might be tomorrow night or Tuesday. I'm not quite sure. And then I wanted to do a DC Spin Master video, some of all the kind of new Spin Master stuff that I've recently picked up. It includes a Batmobile, Batwing, a couple figures, and then a third video on kind of some of the figures that I've been playing with and posing that I just haven't done videos on, and maybe by themselves they're not worth the video, but altogether they are. So it might just kind of like my random openings videos. If you guys have seen my random openings, I created a playlist of random openings, but this will be like they're already open, and this is kind of what my thoughts are on them. Got a couple things that I want to talk about, but I don't know if they're really worth full length videos. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Is that the new floor in your toy room? That's a rug right there. But yeah, I've got vinyl plank flooring that match the rest of the house in the room. Yeah, the room is done. I do need to move that rug so that I can stand up figures on the ground for the lower level there. I have been playing with the Ghost. I got the Crew and the Ghost. I still haven't decided how I'm going to display the Ghost. I did buy that mural, but it doesn't really go with the Ghost as it is. So I've got to figure that out. But that might be a video too, once I get that situated. But thank you guys. Thank you for coming. Thanks, Bob, Sentinel, Ian. I know you had to take off. Tech was here. Not sure. Anybody else that was watching that didn't comment or get in the chat, thank you for watching, and look out for those videos. They will be dropping soon, and I do appreciate you guys watching and commenting and participating. Can't do the show without you, so thank you very much. I will see you in 2 weeks, but you're always welcome to message me on Instagram or here in the comments or anything. I try to respond to everything. So thank you again, guys. I do appreciate it. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye now.